What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's video. Here's finally your Hemi update. This is kind of where we are. We are a single income family for the most part, so I know you may get used to watching some YouTube channels where they just do this stuff like, sponsorships, and we're not those people. So we're like probably most of you guys are. We have to collect parts, we have to save money, we have to do all that stuff. So, but I feel like we're doing pretty good. We've been able to come across some really good deals. So here's where we are at the moment. The only thing that you won't see on this table is the gasket kit for the Hemi. But if you've seen one gasket kit, you've seen them all. But that should be here this week, but we want to go ahead and kind of show you guys the big stuff that's here. So to start with, as you saw, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we got our transfer case. So this is a NP 242 transfer case out of a Jeep ZJ mid-90s. We decided to go with this case solely because it offers the same options as the factory transfer case in Termite right now, which is the 229. It gives us the full-time 4-high, which was really important because a lot of times, on the really gravel roads around here that we ride and the mild trails that we ride, a lot of times we're just, if you've got a Wagoneer, you just flip the front switch to 4-high and you're good to go. You can drive around like that. Even you can get out on dry roads and drive around like that. So we use that a lot, way more than we do 4-low, more than likely. So this gives us the option to still have that full-time 4-high. It also offers the same 4-low, all the same options that the stock transfer case does, just without that viscous coupler that's in the middle. So if you ever look these up on like Novak's website, this is basically the same transfer case, just a newer version, but really just kind of the upgraded version of the factory one there. Plus, I haven't tried it yet, but from all the research that I've done, this should bolt right up to the 545 transmission that is on the Hemi. So we shouldn't have to change any of the inputs. Everything should be 23 spline and should bolt right up. Been tons of research on that, and they pretty much say that it will. I just hadn't had a chance to get out here and pull that apart and try it yet, but I feel pretty confident that it will because these came in Jeeps, and they even use those transmissions in a lot of the older Jeeps. So I feel like that's going to be a simpler hookup there. And then Novak has really nice shift mechanisms that we're looking at as well, but we're not too worried about that at the moment. So this is our transfer case. We've got it cleaned up. It cleaned up really well. Come off of a low mileage Jeep. I think Alex said it had like low 100,000 miles. I can't remember. Anyway, it looks really nice, cleaned up really good, and so this is ready to bolt up, ready to go. So I'm gonna get it off the table. So all right, now we get to the stuff. All of this stuff right here came from BJ's Off-Road. BJ's, if you have a Wagoneer, I'm sure you already know about them. Fantastic company that has just about everything that you would need, from factory stuff to even stuff like we're doing now. So I looked for Hemi motor mounts. They were the only place that I could find that offered them. So these are our Hemi motor mounts. All I've done is open the box. We have not looked at any of this stuff. So you guys get to see it here first. We've got our polyurethane bushings. I'm assuming this is going to be the plate that bolts to the block. And you can see here that these have multiple holes. This gives you the ability to move the motor front, back, side to side a little bit. Kind of gives you some options there as far as placement. You got your bolts. So you can see, once again, you've got slots for a little bit of movement and variation. I'm hoping, maybe somebody with experience this can tell me if you've used these before. I know one of the mods that we're possibly looking at is modifying the heater box. I've heard it just does hit the heads, just do hit the heater box. You gotta modify. I'm kind of hoping, maybe wishful thinking, that this will give us enough movement to where we don't have to do that and we can just leave it be. But of course, this comes from Novak through BJ. So there you go. There's the Hemi motor mount kit in all of its glory. All right, so we were doing kind of an inventory, and I noticed there was only 2 of the polyurethane bushings, and noticed in the box there's a note from Novak that said that some of them are being manufactured at the moment. So in an effort to allow us to be able to get to work, they went ahead and sent this, and we will ship them to you as soon as they are available. So the other side, which these would be considered the lower, there is an upper, 2 more uppers that we'll be waiting on to be able to put that in. So that's cool. They let you a little note in there. This is our Hydro Boost. One of the things to notice, if you order this from BJ's, you'll see a little menu bar to click and select. You're gonna have 1 or 2 options. Either your brake pedal is gonna come, your rod is gonna come out of your master cylinder factory to the right side or the left side of your brake pedal arm. So that's one thing you'll need to know if you're gonna order this from BJ's. You can see here, ours has passenger side. So all you gotta do is look under there, follow your brake pedal. You got your rod going up, and either the rod coming out of the master cylinder is gonna bolt to the passenger side or it's gonna bolt to the driver's side. It's pretty straightforward and simple. So do that check there, because they will ask you which side when you go to order.
This is a legit unboxing.
Legitimate.
Haven't even cut the tape on it.
All right, there's what it costs. Now, we are going to do a price breakdown here in just a second. So, if you've never seen a Hydro Boost before,
I've never seen one.
you have now.
Oh, there it is.
So, there are cheaper ways to do this. You can go to a junkyard, find an Chevy Astro van. They had Hydro Boost. There's a few other different options that you can do, but you're going to have to do a lot of work as far as this bracket and so on and so forth from there. But this is pretty much it. So this will take the place of the big vacuum brake booster. Master cylinder will bolt up here. We don't have that yet, but that's not a big deal. And so yeah, you have this plate that's already built, already mounted, ready to bolt right into the FSJ. So, you know, plus you're dealing with a used junkyard unit, you know. So all in all, I was like, why not just go get a new one? So anyway, so here we are. There is our Hydro Boost. Now this is something we were already going to do anyway. Even before the Hemi swap was decided, this was something that we were already going to do just for better braking. But if you're going to do a Hemi swap, you have to do this because the head does hit the vacuum booster. So you can't run the vacuum brakes anyway with a Hemi swap. So it just kind of worked out. We were going to do it anyway, so there you go. Here's where we are at the moment in price. The gasket kit that's on the way was tax and all like 120, 130 bucks, I think, from Summit for a Fail Pro. May not have to do it, but we're going to do it. Going to go through the motor and just kind of freshen up the gaskets at least, make sure everything's good. We never did tell what we got the motor for. So this motor had 120,000 and some change. It was in a truck rear-ended somebody. It busted the clutch. Water pump is fine. We're going to replace the water pump anyway, but that's, you know, it didn't hit enough to do any damage to the actual motor. As you saw the video brought it home, the oil looks clean. It's not milky or anything like that. Transmission fluid is nice and clean. I've looked at the throttle body. It even looks pretty good, which, you know, not a lot of blow-by kind of stuff like that, which all that gets sucked into there anyway. And I know all this from when we put the Hemi in my truck. All of these same things were as far as the throttle body, because it has so bad blow by and it was using so much oil. All this stuff was gross. This is way cleaner of a motor. So I believe the motor's going to run fine. You know, I believe it's going to do well. So we was able to get the motor, transmission, transfer case, which we're not going to use, possibly going to be for sale if anybody needs one. The wiring harness, the ECU, all of the accessories in the front, alternator, AC compressor, power steering pump, all of that stuff, everything that you see here, we got for $1,000 even. So that's a really, really good deal, in my opinion. We've been shopping Hemis for a while, and this one, the guy was just tired of it. He was parting out the truck. He was tired of looking at it. And, you know, I caught him. He's, you know, we basically worked it out over the phone, come look at it, came and looked at it, and $1,000 for the whole thing. I just need to get it out of my yard. So we scored big time on that. If this motor will last us 4 or 5 years, then we will consider it good and even, and we'll go from there. But I think it's going to be fine. So right now we're, you can say, $1,000 in, a little bit of money there. Here's our receipt straight from BJ's for this, for the motor mount kit, everything, shipping, which one was free, tax, whole nine, $789. So we're still under $2,000 at this moment. Oh, and the transfer case. So we're over $2,000.
We're over $2,000.
I forgot about the transfer case. So that, we was able to pick that up from Alex. $300 is what we paid for that, which was a really good deal to me for a 242. Looked everywhere for them, and I felt that was a fair deal. So right now we are...
That's $2,089 total, but the $100 gasket kit would be $11.
So we're under
$11.89.
We're under $2,200.
Yeah,
at the
$2,200.
moment. And right now we pretty much had just about everything we need. If we wanted to go ahead and get it in Termite and go ahead and get it hooked up, we could. Wouldn't be able to run, but we could go ahead and put it in. But the last and final thing that we're waiting on, and we're saving money for this right now. We haven't ordered this. We're just in the process of building our funds back up, because what you see here kind of depleted it. Is our wiring harness from DIY Hemi. We're going to go with DIY Hemi. We're going to send them the stock ECU, let them redo that, and then they will also send back another wiring harness that will give us the ignition wire and all that kind of stuff to mount to the Wagoneer. So that's going to be pretty expensive. I think it's going to be right around $1,100-$1,200 if I remember right. It's been a month or so since I've looked at it. I can't really remember. But that's what we're saving money for now, is the wiring harness. Once we get the wiring harness, the only things we'll have left is we've got to get a gas pedal, electronic gas pedal, which that's not a big deal. Those are still everywhere to be found.
What about the Dakota Digital thing?
Well, here's where we are on the optional stuff, which would be the Dakota Digital dash. Eventually, we know for sure, without a doubt, we will be putting that dash in Termite. It's like an $800 or $900 cluster, the one that looks factory, which is the one we want. I don't even care about the other one. I like the one that looks original. The good thing about this transfer case is it has the electrical connector into the speedometer cable, but if you unhook that, it does accept the cable as well. So if we wanted to, when we eventually do hook to Dakota Digital, we'll need this. But if we wanted to just run our factory gauge cluster right now, we can hook our speedometer up straight into this. So I don't know what we're going to do yet. If it's really going to boil down to money and ability, when we get to that point, if we can afford to go ahead and do the Dakota Digital, probably going to go ahead and do that, because it's a super nice cluster. It would get all good gauges. We'd have a tack. It would be well worth it to go ahead and do it then, to me. So at that point, that will be something we decide on when we get to that point. So for right now, guys, this is where we are. This is minus the wiring harness. This is pretty much what we were waiting on, was these three big things right here that would allow us to actually get the Hemi into Termite and get it bolted in, and other than fabbing up, trans mounts and all that kind of stuff, which is not an issue. So there you are. That's where we're at. So we're still shooting still shooting hopefully this fall to pull Termite in and get started on this, and over the winter have it done. I've had lots of people telling me this is going to take a lot longer than I'm expecting it to take. You can come back and show this in slow motion for me looking like a doofus. I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to take a while, but I believe we're going to get it done. You know, it's not going to be something we're just going to sit out here and watch it, you know, pass by. So I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm hoping, though, if we start late fall, I'm hoping by the springtime we're rolling. Now you can show this in the slow motion. I'm hoping by the springtime. You know, I may be way overconfident, but well, I've got good help. If we already have the parts, I wasn't specifically referring to Andrea, although she knows she's going to be helping.
That's laughable.
So I know if we have the parts sitting here, you know, years ago, yeah, it would have took a lot longer, but now people are doing these so much. You've got awesome companies like DIY Hemi that are incredibly knowledgeable about this stuff, and so I do think it's going to take a few months, but you know, I've had people acting like it's just going to take me forever, and I just really don't think it's going to take that long. We're going to get in here. When we start it, we're going to stay committed to it to get it done. Now, I do want to say that it is going to be really hard to tear apart a perfectly good running vehicle. That every time that I have gone somewhere lately in Termite, since we've committed, I just keep thinking in my head, like, this thing runs so good. Like, I almost wish it would do something stupid to justify this, but I mean, it's just running fantastic. It's not using oil. It's just doing everything we ask it to do, but this is going to do that and better. So it doesn't mean we're not going to do this. It's just going to make it harder to do. So we don't know what we're going to do with Termite's drivetrain once it pulls out. We do have the high wheel fuel injection. We've got DUI ignition. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. I don't know if we're going to sell it. I don't know if we're going to hold on to it. We don't know yet. But nonetheless, guys, here we are. Stay with us. Hang with us. Like I said, you know, trust me, we want to get this done as much as you guys are wanting to see it get done. It just takes time to save money, and then when you order it, you got to wait on the stuff a lot of times. BJ's was really quick on this stuff, but a lot of your little stuff out there, you are going to have to wait. That's just the times that it is. So anyway, if you want to help out and speed up this process, we got stickers. You want them here? We got stickers. What are they, $4 a piece? Something like that?
Yeah.
So buy like all of them. we can get our wiring harness. But no, thank you guys for everybody who has bought stickers. Trust me, every bit of it. Hopefully, like I said, guys, give us a few more weeks, a couple more months, maybe, I don't know. And we're going to be tearing into this thing, doing the swap. In the meantime, we're going to be still camping, riding this old girl. I hope you guys are enjoying XR videos, because I'm enjoying the snot out of this motorcycle. So, you know, I'm having fun. So anyway, thank you guys, as always, for watching. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Recommend this channel to your friends. Hit the like button. We never ask you guys really to do that very much, but we're trying to get better.
Smash that like.
Smash that like. So, anyway, see you guys next week.
Quality TV entertainment right here.
Wesley wrestling with the rod coming out. It's either going to go on the.
Just wait.
Got a lot of hot rodders right there. And you're looking at what part of it has.
What was that?
It's a wasp.
Oh.
Die. So.